Hello students, my name is Alpa Rupala, Assistant Professor at LG Institute of Engineering and Technology, Computer Department. Welcome to the lecture series of Mobile Computing and Wireless Communication. Unit number 3, subtopic GPRS. Topics to be covered in this lecture. First of all, we will learn about the billing and charging process in GPRS. Then after, GPRS protocol structure. That is basically similar kind of structure, same like in your GSM. Likewise, in GSM, you are having protocol structure according to the OSI model or TCP/IP model, in which you are having three layers, that is physical layer, then after data link layer, and then after network layer. Same as the same protocol structure, kind of same protocol structure, but the different protocols we will use in a GPRS protocol structure. Billing and charging process of GPRS. So first of all, what is the billing and charging process in GSM? As you all know that the charging process nowadays is unlimited kind of. But if you are charging as a prepaid customer or as a postpaid customer as a bill kind of charge. So in that particular charges, the two basic fundamental is being considered in a configuration, likewise distance and time. Like how the distance, that what kind of communication you are doing. You are communicating in the national way or you are communicating in a international way. So ultimately, when you are having long distance communication, at that time your charges will be higher. And secondly, what amount of time you have waited or you have just wasted the circuit time. Likewise, suppose you have talk on the phone call like 5 minutes, so the charges will be considered like that. If you are talking on a phone like 10 minutes, then charges will be done according to it. So the distance and time is very much of possible factors, or you can say parameters, for billing and charging process in GSM. But if we talk about the same parameter in your GPRS, then all the fundamental is being carried out according to the packets. There is no circuit because you are sending your packets in an individual way. So time factor cannot be considered. As well as if we consider time factor as a billing process of GPRS, then just assume one of your friend is having 2G internet and you are having 4G internet. Both is starting downloading one movie of the 1 GB. The 2G internet person can have or download that file according to 2 to 3 hours approximately. But if we talk about you are having 4G internet, then your 1 GB movie can be downloaded into half an hour. So the time duration of your downloading process in 2G and 4G is very vast amount of, but the actual consideration 4G is having higher rates than 2G internet, right? 4G internet is having higher rate than 2G internet, even though it is having the lesser amount of time, because what we have actually downloaded the same amount of internet data, right? We have downloaded the same amount of internet data, but time configuration is not being considered over here. If we talk about the distance in this calculation of GPRS, then understood that suppose I am searching for Google, just I am going to Chrome and searching for google.com, right? So the google.com server is at many places. Likewise, it can be in your Ahmedabad only, it can be in your Mumbai, it can be out of India also. But what you are getting response from the nearest server to your area, right? But if we talk about not that much of a popular site, any of the random site which is having the origin in another state or another country, at that time the server request must go to a particular server only, so that distance can be very higher. So this is what, if we consider distance as a parameter, this is also not true for your GPRS. So what will be the consideration of the billing and charging process of your GPRS? So first of all, destination and source as address must be taken into account for the routing purpose or for the routing parameter. Then after the uses of radio interface, then after uses of external packet data network, because you can use another packet data network for communication of your mobile network. Then after uses of packet data protocol addresses and uses of the general GPRS resource and location for the mobile station. This all can be configured or consideration for the billing and charging of the GPRS. Now we are just looking for the some parameters which are being dependent for billing and charging process of GPRS. The first one is duration. This duration we have already learned that we are having the call routing process of your GPRS, in which first of all we are sending the PDP context activation request, and that activation request is also occupying some amount of time. So that can also be included in your billing and charging process. So the duration of your PDP context session, that how amount of time you are being connected, that also being considered. Then after time, obviously in previous days, likewise, if I can assume that before 5 years, there were some amount of special packages that was with the lower tariff at night hours. So the factor can be considered, but it totally depends on your operator that what scheme they are providing to you. Then after the volume, obviously what amount of data you are downloading or uploading. According to it, the charging can be considered. Likewise, nowadays you are having the unlimited internet package, but that is only depend on the factor that per day. Likewise, I am having 1.5 GB per day internet package. So till 1.5 GB I can have the 4G connection, but then after it will be chargeable, or else it can be converted into the 2G internet. So this is the volume factor. Volume factor is also most important. Then after the location of subscriber, because ultimately you are transferring packets, as I have told you the example earlier, that the Google server can be situated at your nearby location or it can be at the another country. Same as if the location of your source and destination is very far, then downloading and uploading process can take time, and it can also add some amount of charges, okay, that is hidden to you, that is not known to you, because they are all being considered as in charges of your downloading package, like your volume. Okay, then after next one is flat rate. Obviously nowadays you are also having the flat rate, like 2 GB internet for this much of amount or 5 GB internet for this much of amount. That is what your fixed rate. Then after free charges, before 2 year, most of people have enjoyed the Reliance Jio. They are providing the 4G internet for one whole year for a free of cost. Okay, so that can depend on your operator only. That is not a parameter to consider, but still it depends on your operator. Then after quality of service, obviously you are buying 2G internet or you are buying 3G internet or you are buying 4G internet. According to the charges will be considered. Like for 4G internet, you should have pay higher rates, right? But for 3G, some amount of lower rates can be happen. So this is what the quality of service, what technology you want to use. Then after SMS, obviously you are having the push messages on your mobile phone that this much of charges are done for your phone call, or this much of data now remaining. If 50% data is occupied already, then you can have the one message. That all messages are not free of cost. That all also includes some amount of rates, and that are included in your packages only, but that are hidden to the normal customers. Okay, you are paying not only for the actual volume of your data, but you are paying for the internal services also, and that are hidden to you. And next one is reverse charging. Obviously it is not like that only for downloading you are using internet. You are uploading something, you are sending some file, that also occupies your internet. And barrier service, you can use SMS, MMS, or you can now use the chat all this fundamental you are using the phone calls, WhatsApp web calls, video conferencing calls, that all are also included as a barrier services. So this was all about the billing and charging process of GPRS. Now next one is GPRS protocol structure. So basically you can see this is the protocol structure, same or similar like you can see about the GSM protocol structure. In GSM also you were having the multiple protocols, and each and every protocol were having the different full forms. According to the acronyms they were having the full form. Here you are also having the full form. Likewise RFL, that is radio physical layer, then after PLL, that is physical link layer, MAC, that is medium access control layer, RLC, that is radio link control layer, radio link control only, that is a protocol. Then after LLC, that is logical link control protocol. Then SNDCP, that is sub network dependent convergence protocol. Then after RLC, that is radio link, obviously this is the same. Then after BSSGP, that is base subsystem GPRS protocol. Then after LLP, logical link protocol. Then after GTP, that is GPRS tunneling protocol. TCP, UDP and IP you already know, that is transmission control protocol, user datagram protocol and internet protocol. So this was all about the full forms of GPRS protocol structure. If we talk that in your GSM you were having 3 layers: physical layer, data link layer and network layer. In GPRS protocol structure you are also having 3 layers, that is physical layer, data link layer and network layer. You were also having the interfaces between the MS, BSS and MSC. Here you are also having the interfaces, that is between MS and BSS you are having interface or air interface. Between BSS and SGSN you are having GB interface. And between SGSN and GGSN you are having GN or GP interface. And fourth one is interface between MS and SGSN, which does not have any short name. Okay, so ultimately we will consider the GPRS protocol structure according to this interface only. We will learn each and every interface in detail with the protocols and what the protocol does. So first of all, the air interface or interface. This is the air interface or interface. It is between the MS and BSS. The protocols between this MS and BSS, or you can say air interface, are RFL, PLL, MAC and RLC. Okay, so first of all we are learning about the RLC and MAC. Obviously RLC is the radio link control protocol. So this protocol is basically rely on your radio link communication setup and maintenance process. Then after the MAC, that is media access control protocol, which is having the main functionality of data link layer of error control and flow control mechanism, then multiplexing and GPRS radio channel allocation and deallocation. Then after, next protocol is RFL. Okay, RFL is basically functioning on the physical channel management, then modulation and demodulation, transmission and reception of the radio blocks, and the PLL is actually helping RFL for doing this all fundamental. Okay, the PLL, that is physical link layer, is helping RFL for this all the functions, and as well as it is also doing the power control, synchronization and channel coding and decoding. If we talk about the relay function, then relay function is basically what kind of protocol which transfer your data from one place to another place. After applying this all the protocols, it is transferring your data from one place to another place. That is BSS is transferring to SGSN and SGSN is transferring to GGSN according to the packet format which is decided by your different protocols. Then after, if we talk about GB interface, the GB interface is having physical layer which is having the same functionality. Then after network service and BSSGP. This BSSGP is basically responsible for routing purpose, routing and QoS related, that is quality of service related information between BSS and SGSN. And network service basically depend on your PDUs, that is packet data unit. How the packet data unit will be routed, where will be the data sent according to your relay function. Okay, so this all functionality will be provided by your network service, which is under the GB interface. Then after, if we talk about the GN or GP interface, now look, GN and GP interface, the GN interface is basically working or interface between the GSNs, that is GPRS support nodes, which are GPRS support node SGSN and GGSN. It is between of the same PLMN, SGSN and GGSN, and GP interface is between of the different PLMNs, SGSN and GGSN. So for the same PLMN, SGSN and GGSN, GN interface is there, and for different PLMN, GP interface is there. So this is having basically 4 protocol, that is GTP, which is GPRS tunneling protocol, which is the backbone of the all tunneling process. We already know that PDP context activation request, this all fundamental will be done according to this GTP. You cannot directly send your protocol, your data from SGSN to GGSN, that is your PDU. You cannot directly send your PDU from SGSN to GGSN without the help of GTP. Okay, so base tunneling process from different network or the same network will be done according to the GTP. Then after, if we talk about TCP and UDP, is having the same fundamental likewise. TCP is for connection oriented communication and UDP is for connection less communication. That all functionality will be provided by TCP and UDP. IP we already know, for routing purpose of all the mechanism will be done by IP protocol. So this was about the UM, GN, GN and GP interface, GB and GN and GP interface. Now fourth one is interface between MS and SGSN. Look, we can see that all the protocols are according to layer by layer and what they are accessing. Okay, so if we talk about SGSN and MS, the common layer or functionality is here, SNDCP and LLP. So these two protocols are under the interface between MS and SGSN, that is SNDCP, Subnetwork Dependent Convergence Protocol, which is basically depend or which is having the main functionality of compression, segmentation and multiplexing at network layer. Okay, compression, segmentation and multiplexing at network layer. And the logical link control is basically for ciphering of your packets. Okay, obviously for network layer, radio link management also, and ciphering of your GPRS packet, both will be done by your LLC. So this was all about the GPRS protocol structure, which is having 3 layer, physical layer, data link layer and network layer, and having 4 interfaces, UM or air interface, GB interface, GN or GP interface, and interface between MS and SGSN. So summary, we have learned about the billing and charging process of GPRS and GPRS protocol structure. Thank you. We will meet in our next lecture.